Hey guys, so I'm going to be making this video to give you advice for your 9th grade freshman year. Now, sure enough, I just got out of my freshman year on May 24th of this year. So, sure enough, I have a lot to cover with you guys on this topic. So now, of course, I'm going to be giving my advice and my experience as a special education student. Now, of course, this is all meant for like all types of people, even without disabilities. So, let's begin. Alright, and sure enough, the topics that I'm going to be covering today is your academics. Those are super important. Super important. 2, you and your social life in your freshman year. Now, of course, why is this super important? Because it's good to choose the right friends, know how to choose the right friends, and what to watch out for the warning signs. 3, just some general stuff and some extra stuff that I did not cover. So, 1, academics. Now, why is this super important, you may ask? Of course, this is your freshman year. It's going to take a lot to get used to high school. I did myself. However, this is super important to keep your grades up. You need to keep your grades up during your freshman year. So don't go slacking off during class. Always ask the teachers for help or to get into a study group with people around you. So like this could be like friends, people in your group that you're currently in, or 3, or it could be other people who have taken the class before you, and you can ask them for like the best general tips. Always communicate with your friends and teachers. This is super important because if what you don't, then that means you're just gonna drop. Make sure that you always turn in your work on time. Please. You don't want to know how many people I saw turning in their work late. Now, of course, I am the guy who always gets stuff done on time. And then whatever time you have left, you can choose to study or do whatever you want. Okay? I would recommend you study. Okay? Because that is a thing that's going to help you. Always get into study groups. Always ask people for help. The teachers want to help you as much as they can, okay? Because they're trying to help you then set for your freshman year. Always make sure that you ask for help. Do not go slacking off. Because know what I've seen so many kids make the same mistake. Don't get into bad friend groups because they will force you to do stuff that you don't want to do. Always make sure that you do the work, okay? No slacking off at all, okay? Just don't do that. It would not help you. It would not benefit you. You don't know how many people I've talked to in my freshman year saying that they slacked off and now it got to them. So, always don't get into those bad friend groups because those won't do any good. Those will just change your mood entirely, and don't do that. So yeah, moving on to next segment. Next segment. Social. This is super important. First off, you need to make sure that you have the right friends. Always get involved in some clubs. Start looking at some clubs at your school that you may be interested in. This could be gaming teams or football or sports or anything you're interested in. Always make sure that you have extra credit stuff in this. Now, of course, these sports do take a lot of time to do. And, of course, always get the homework done. when going to parties, make sure that you don't get pressured into stuff that you don't want to do. Always be cautious. Don't do drugs. Don't do any of that. Don't get into bad friend situation. You don't know how many friends I've had do this. I mean, like, one friend, he said, yeah, dude, I mean, like, he got into a bad case at one point of where he was doing all this bad stuff, and it was just horrible. So don't make the same mistake that my friend made, okay? Because that's just bad for you, and also you're going to get into the wrong type of friend groups. Always make sure that you stay out of fights. This is another social thing. You don't want to get into fights at school. That's bad stuff will happen to you. Trust me. Last year at my freshman campus, we've had a ton of fights. And that was the most expelled year that they've seen ever. Ever. Since 2001 of when the school opened. Okay? The most expelled year. People were getting expelled left and right. Okay? And that's just horrible. Horrible. So don't do that. Don't even get into that. Because, my God, it will mess you up entirely. Also, just make sure to take this time to know what your friend group's like. If you find out that a friend group is bad for one reason or another, leave it. Don't do anything they say. If they say, well, if you leave us, you won't be cool anymore. Just leave it. You're gonna get into more trouble with them than you are without them. Trust me. I've had many friends admit that. Yes, it's horrible, kids. Don't do that. Don't do any of that. Also, make sure that you just get involved in some after-school activities. Like tennis, football, gaming clubs, garden clubs, whatever you want. Whatever you're interested in. Begin to look at some jobs too. Or start to look at them for like your sophomore year. So that way you can figure out like what you want to do when that time comes around. And also start to volunteer around places around 15. Because that will help you get the experience that you want for your future job. Now, of course, this will all happen. Trust me. It's going to happen eventually to you. Make sure that you are prepared. Make sure you be on class time. Everything, okay? The usual routine. Everything. Just make sure that you stay out of trouble with these kids that are claiming to be the cool kids club, and know what? If you don't join them, you're not going to be cool enough. So, yeah, guys. So, we're going to move on to the final segment. Miscellaneous stuff. Now, guys, the final miscellaneous stuff. Make sure that you have everything you need to succeed. Turn off your phone during school hours. Please. Only use it when the teacher says. You don't know how many friends I've talked to who've gotten guilty of this. Trust me, I've seen it for myself. Use your phone if you're done with other work or study. Please. It's not going to do you any good in the long run if you don't. So please study. So please do everything right. Now of course. Make sure you don't get any bad habits because that will ruin your life, okay? Yes, guys, it's going to be horrible. Now, of course, this may seem like now, of course, this is your transitioning point from middle school over to high school. So, of course, the first year of high school may seem like the funnest time. Have fun, just don't do any bad things. I'm going into my sophomore year, so after I'm done with that, I'll make a video on that and give my advice there. So, make sure that you know what you're doing. Always ask for help. You know the daily routine. Set a schedule for yourself. Saying, okay, I'm going to take 5 minutes to take 5 minutes to relax, chill, and then go back to doing my work. Okay? At home, do the same thing, okay? It's going to help you in the long run, okay? It's going to help you, in my opinion. For me, make sure that you always turn in your work. Make sure that everything you do is aligned with your schedule. Make a schedule for yourself, okay? Make one in notes on your phone, one on your laptop, whatever you need to do. Have a daily schedule set for yourself. Make one in notes. I'll go ahead and show you a rough draft that I made for myself in notes on my phone. Here's a rough draft that I made for myself. It has everything that I need. And sure enough, you can change this according to your schedule. It does not have to be the same as your schedule or my schedule. So make sure that you do everything that you need to do. Alright guys, this is your boy Scruds, back with another YouTube video. Peace out.